Hello, Otafest podcast listeners. This is Season 8, Episode 16, and the very first episode of 2023.
Wow.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! Wow!
Happy New Year, everyone!
It's the year, which is new, and it's X plus 1 year,
Yeah,
2023.
the last time we talked to everybody was last year.
I know. A whole year ago.
I haven't done a podcast since last year.
Yeah.
That's true.
Exactly. It feels like it's been a year. God damn. Now that we've gotten our government contracted jokes out of the way, happy 2023 podcast listeners. New year, same Otafest a podcast. I hope you all had a good holiday season. And there's many more things to look forward to. Otafest 2023. Just
What was that? I
Oh my
didn't
God.
quite catch that.
Yeah.
Angelo got the vid. He got the COVID.
The Otafest 20 Otafest 2023, excuse my throat. Sorry about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard of Otafest 2023.
Cosplayers, this is your 5-month warning.
Indeed.
Oh
This is your
my gosh.
5-month warning. You only have 5 months
Con
left
organizers,
to get your
this
cosplay
is
done.
your 5-month warning.
Less than
Con
5 months,
organizers.
actually.
There
This
are
is your
5 months
5-month
remaining
warning.
until Otafest 2023.
Who did this?
Like it just
Indeed.
we just wake up and we're just
Indeed.
like,
Who
oh
did this?
no. Who did this? Who said we were allowed a new year?
Who allowed time to pass?
Yeah. Who
I-
Say it ain't so.
I need to find Dio Brando and speak to his manager.
Yeah, I want to talk to the
was
CEO
the
of Time.
world with the whole
Daddy.
time stopping thing?
Daddy
Do
O'Clock.
I need to blame Jotaro
Father
Kujo for
Time.
stopping this?
Indeed. I can't believe time has passed. And since time has passed since the last Otafest
Someone
podcast,
stop.
we've been doing a whole bunch of stuff. Everybody kind of took a break for a week. What did everybody get up to over the holiday weeks? We've missed
I did a lot of 3D printing.
Oh, are you was it for Christmas presents or just for time off leading up into the new year?
So a bunch of things for gifts. This year we found a little print that looks like it's a silhouette of a cat, but it's a
Oh,
phone stand, and
cute.
your phone sits in the tail. And it's perfect because it's well balanced for a variety of sizes of devices. Like I can hold my tablet up with it. I can hold my phone with it.
sick.
I can have it playing me the latest on YouTube while I'm eating my morning yogurt at the dining table. And so I
That
was
sounds
like,
great.
you know what? I'm going to make like 12 of these. I'm just going to hand them out to people over the holidays.
That's dope.
That sounds like the perfect kind of stocking stuffer gift.
It's just, yeah, exactly. It's like a perfect little addition to an already existing gift, or like just a really nice little practical use thing that like anyone could use. We happened to come into a bunch of wood PLA. So PLA is the most common print filament that you will find. It's one of the safest ones because it's not fumey and it's not toxic to handle, and it doesn't create really inappropriate smells trapped in a basement, which is where we have our printer.
Mm-hmm.
But wood PLA is regular PLA with little wood pellets laced within it. So while it's extruding and being shaped into whatever we're shaping it into, it makes your basement smell like a wood shop.
Which
Like,
is
that
kind of
sounds
pleasant.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Right? So we created a couple of versions of some dice towers that are magneted together, and then you take them apart and they stuff into like a nice shaped box. There's also like a storage drawer in the bottom for various kinds of dice.
That's
And then-
cool.
And then I also made myself a cable organizer because I got a little bit tired of just how often I lose cables like down the back of my desk.
Yeah. So now
Yeah.
you have like a place, a new little home for them.
Exactly.
You had a productive holiday break. You were like, I'm going to work on projects.
That was nice. That was my I made things phase for the holiday.
Yeah, you were like, I'm going to make stuff. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make
And-
things.
And because 3D printing is such a time-consuming pastime, you actually spend a lot of it either playing games to pass the time while you wait for the next stage to finish printing,
Yeah.
or you're napping.
So you end up getting a lot of work done, but you also get a lot of rest, which is really good.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That sounds
Yeah.
good.
I spent a lot of my holiday resting, which was nice because
Rest.
work was very busy for me, especially towards the back half of the year. So I was like kind of hitting like my combination. I am overworked and burnt out and I need a break. And it was like, well, now I have a break. So what am I going to do? Am I going to sleep in until 11 p.m. every day? Yes, I am. For an entire week? Oh, yeah, I am. And so I did a lot of resting in bed, which was great because I got to cuddle with Miss Ilya. I got to cuddle with the dog. And I also got to start reading. I got to start hammering away at my book list. And I actually read and finished a book before the new year started. So that was really good, too.
Very nice. I got caught up on a ton of webtoons, too, now that you mention it.
Yeah, I did, too. I caught up on my reading list, and I was like, oh, this is nice. Like, I'm all caught up so I can start fresh new books and series and things like that in the new year.
Mm-hmm.
Man, the only things that I've accomplished over the holiday weeks were getting older, repotting some plants,
Ooh.
emptying beer bottles, and finishing off Mob Psycho.
Yeah, you make it sound like you did nothing. You just described what sounds really awesome and fun.
So, Mob Psycho finally finished, one of the best anime ever, straight up. Fantastic ending. Go watch it if you haven't already. But other than that, I've had these... Last summer, I had these little basil and these little chive planters, and I hadn't been taking very good care of them. I just let them keep growing. They got super root bound in their tiny little pot.
Aww.
And so I finally made time to get some dirt and repot them. Hopefully they survive. We will see.
I have attempted repotting things before and they've never survived. It turns out that you're supposed to compact the soil a lot more in the bottom. That was a hard lesson to learn because I think I lost like some of my favorite flowers that way.
Oh no.
Well, I'm going to take that as a note for myself as well going forward because I want to repot some plants in the new year.
Mm-hmm. Actually, that's a great question though. Angelo, how is your little your plant nursery, I guess is what it's called. How's that going?
As far as it goes, the technology side of it is going really well. The biggest complaint that me and Dio had was that the moisture sensor that we had was a complete piece of junk. And unfortunately, we found no way around that other than replacing the sensor with something good. And so there's a new sensor that we found called a chirp sensor.
Yeah.
And it actually is fantastic.
Yeah. And so since then, both of like the plant sort of setups have been a lot better because now we actually get like really accurate moisture readings. So I have my plant cage is very empty. So I'm waiting once the spring comes around. That's when I want to really stock up on some plants and really fill the cage out and have it be nice. But for now, I have a single Hoya planted in a mason jar where I'm getting the moisture readings off of it. And that the moisture readings are actually useful and not just random garbage numbers.
So the next thing to do, the next step is to set up a little water pump to be able to automatically water the plants based on moisture readings.
Yep.
Yeah. It shouldn't be too hard. It's just a matter of making the time to actually do it.
Exactly.
But I've also got a new plant-based project that Dio got me.
Uh-huh.
So this was a Christmas gift from Dio, but it was a plant in a kokedama, a little moss ball, and it's super cute. In last Otafest and at Otafest the Yokai Walk, there was the kokedama booth in the vendor's hall and also the
demonstration.
And honestly, the first time I saw them back at Otafest, I just fell in love with them. They are so adorable, such a completely unique way of having a houseplant that I wanted one. I was like fixated on them. And so Dio got me this really nice one. And so I've just been doing my best to take care of it. And it's really cute. Hopefully it works out well.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like Angelo mentioned, we'd passed by the vendor booth. The owner is like owned by, her name is Cece, and it's like a small local shop. And she's done a couple of panels at Otafest in the past as well, where she talks about sort of like the meditative process around like kokedama as a practice for plant keeping, which was a really cool experience to see live. But Angelo really liked these, and like they're really beautiful. They're like relatively simple in terms of maintenance, and they're a very like unique way to keep a plant. And I could see how much Angelo liked them, so I was like, okay, this is gonna make a good Christmas present.
Yeah, she must have kept that in her. Honestly, they're so adorable. They're so cute. Did you see them at Otafest?
I saw pictures, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they're so cute. Like she also has in her shop, she's been doing some of like the water plants, like ones where they don't need soil. They just live like aquaculture plants. And I'm like, oh, I want one of those. So it's like sending me down a rabbit hole of like all these new kinds of plants that I can take care of.
Yep. Okay. I guess we're going plant shopping then in 2023.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be super nice.
Okay. Sounds good.
But other than that, I haven't been getting up to too much. I did have to work throughout the weeks. I did get some days off for the holidays, which has been nice. And I'm just trying to catch up on stuff.
Yeah, which is a fun way. It's a fun way to be. It's a fun way to be. What about you, Jay? Did you get up to much for the holidays?
I worked for most of it. And I mean, I knew I was going to work for most of it. And our team does fun like holiday stuff, actually. Like we try to take care of each other.
Aw.
Nice.
Well, that's good.
The first day, because I worked from Christmas. I had Christmas Eve off. And then that day I just kind of took to do nothing. And then the day before that, I saw my mom, which was nice. And then during the actual like work rotation, it was like the first day we got like pies from like not Simple Simon, from Pie Junkie.
Oh,
and that was nice. And
yummy.
We did like a snack bar that had like coffee, hot chocolate, like chips, cookies, baked goods, like that kind of thing.
Yeah,
then,
like all the good stuff.
Yeah, I can't remember what the third day was. We definitely did something. And then we had like, what was the last thing we had? Oh, we had like a pizza party kind of thing at the end.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, like just a fun way to have people's spirits up and stuff.
Yeah, some of the other people at work will do like, or in the past I've done like potlucks and stuff, which is also like a good thing, but then it's a little bit more work on people.
Yeah, of
but
course.
Someone brought like homemade cinnamon buns, which is always so good.
Yum.
And yeah, and we just kind of kept people's spirits up and stuff like that, which was nice. Like not that it's like depressing, but it's just when it's the holidays, everyone's a little bit more stressful because
being
like
festive.
Yeah, I don't want to like ruin anything. Like this is today, we're literally recording on New Year's Day. Happy 2023. I personally don't love the last 2 weeks of December. No, I don't hate it outright, but I feel like the fun to stress ratio is 1-to-1.
Yeah, definitely. That is like so
it's not,
fair.
It's not. I'm not particularly religious, so it doesn't hold any significance there for me.
Yeah.
My family is small, so we don't really get together too much because our family is small. Like, there's not
exactly.
a lot there. The friend's family, of course, is like, yeah, that's nice. Of course, I love seeing people, but still, like, everyone is like
doing stuff,
and you have something always in the back of your mind. Like, not gonna lie, I definitely ran out of spoons. Like these last 2 weeks, and I'm still in that mode where like
You're still like
I
exhausted.
have too much stuff.
Hovering.
I got a lot of stuff to do, and like,
Yeah.
not to say that people don't. It's just like
It's a lot.
I don't
It's a lot.
I don't know
what
how
you
many of
mean.
that is like fulfilling versus like obligatory.
Yeah.
So
Of course.
it's a little still like it still doesn't sit quite right. I always say this. I love Thanksgiving. I'll take Thanksgiving 100 times over
Because
Christmas.
Thanksgiving is like
because-
a miniaturized version of Christmas.
Yeah, there's way less
Mm-hmm.
stress. I mean, I think
It's
I'm sure
low
some other
commitment.
families and people take it to the next level.
Yeah.
But like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't have to think about sending out cards. I don't have to think about getting presents. I don't have to think about if I have to bring food or buy a thing or be at a place. Thanksgiving is like, hey, you want to hang out?
Thanksgiving is a one
Get some food?
evening, like
I'm like, thank God.
one weekend commitment of like show up, eat some food, hang out, go home.
Basically,
Yeah,
at
for
a
sure.
several different, maybe like at 2 or 3 different places. But
Yeah,
still, like
versus,
Christmas
like,
has
Christmas is a-
obligations.
Yeah, it's a lot
Is
of
the thing.
obligations over like I feel like
Yeah.
Christmas is not just like the day of Christmas or like it's like the weeks.
No,
It's like
it
the
is the
month.
2 weeks. It's definitely
It's
the 2
the
weeks or the
entire
month,
month.
depending.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
it's like a good 4-week window leading up to and around / just after the event.
Yeah.
Which can be a lot. Like I know I always used to say, and I still kind of maintain this, Christmas is actually my least favorite holiday as well. So you're not alone in that.
Same.
Yeah.
I definitely find that like it is a very stressful time of year. It's very stressful for a lot of people.
And I don't want to poop on anybody's experiences. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
this
exactly.
This is how I see it because it's never been anything different really for me.
Yeah, and like I'm a big
Um,
stress absorber, so you know,
That's just-
being in a holiday that is just pure stress and like stress fueled can make
like I
it
said,
it can make it rough. One thing I
The
was
fun,
really
the fun and stress is 1-to-1.
yeah. One thing I really liked this year at work was our team made like an extra emphasis, like I shouldn't say my team, our department made an extra sort of like commitment to like, hey, be kind with each other, be patient with each other. Christmas is often a very difficult time for people just in general. So it was like, it was nice that the emphasis was placed not only just on being merry and jolly and having a good time, but it was also like, be kind to others and be kind to yourself because there is a
Yeah.
lot going on.
Yeah, I noticed that a lot too this year. There's definitely a lot less emphasis on, hey, come out and fulfill your social obligations and, you know, come meet coworkers that you don't see and have some drinks together
yeah.
and do lots of festivities. And there was a lot more care taken in the messaging this year to be
Yeah.
kind to each other. But there's also a lot of subtext that they very like not carefully dance around. It's more that they very carefully crafted that message to be like, hey, Christmas is a hard time for a lot of people. Let's just remember that this is a season to be kind above all.
Yeah, exactly. Tons of people work on Christmas. My mom worked Christmas this year. So
Something else that came up when I was talking to like a coworker, which is like, I won't lie, like at my workplace, like we probably don't fall under this because we get paid pretty well for the work that we do. So I think there's less like of the general struggle, but like with regards to if you're like a parent, how many parents, I wonder, regret like the notion of like the elf on the shelf or like Santa Claus? Because I get this thing about, I've never done an elf on the shelf. It wasn't really a thing growing up in our generation. I think it's very much like a Gen Z kind of thing.
It's a Christmas tradition that started in
Yeah.
the mid 2000s.
yeah,
Yeah.
I had never
But I
heard
think-
of Elf on a Shelf until someone else explained it to me, like a coworker with a child explained it.
Like it's this weird thing where like it sort of tattles on you or whatever, which is creepy.
Yup.
But
Yeah.
anyway, I have always wondered how many parents resent Santa, especially if they're struggling. I'm saying that like, you know, for all the single parents out there or any like difficult situation you might find yourself in, where it's like you work for your kid, you probably take some overtime shifts, or you scrimp and you scrounge for that video game they wanted or the big thing, because you want to see the smile on their face. And it's something that the more I grow up, the older I get, the more I like understand things. Like, not as a parent, because I'm not a parent, not like none of us are, but I think we can understand the idea of, exactly, about the sacrifices that our parents have made, and like crediting the kids crediting like, oh, Santa got this for me, and they don't know any better, and you don't want to break that bubble because you just want to see them happy, but like they don't know.
Yeah, they don't know
the fight,
the amount
that some parents really had to go through for
definitely
the thing, right?
Yeah, one thing that made me really happy,
holiday.
Especially with with respect to that, was the other like a couple years ago. I was having we had Christmas at my house, and my dad came, and we were talking about how Christmas was really different when I was like a little kid, because I had this very distinct memory of when I was a little kid before my younger siblings were born, where the way that like culturally and traditionally we had done Christmas was that everybody in the immediate family, so like parents and children, would get one gift, and the gift was from the family, or like, you know, if it's a little kid, maybe you say it's from Santa, but like not really. Like everybody in the family gets an immediate gift. Like they get a gift from the family. So everybody gets one gift. Then we would go to church, or we would go like out to like shelters, and we would or like the community center, and we would volunteer like our time or like give money. And then as a part of being out at like the church or like at the shelter, part of that is like a community Santa comes in and gives like little Santa gift thingies to kids. And so like
they're not as like the significant thing, like it's not the big game console or the big
exactly like it's like you got some chocolates, or like a small little race car, you know, like a Hot Wheels or a Beyblade or something from Santa. And my parents mentioned, like we were talking this, my dad was like, yeah, and it was really good when we did that, because then the emphasis that we ended up teaching you kids was not that you were supposed to get stuff on Christmas, like
or be
from
good
people,
for Santa,
or to be good for Santa. You were just supposed to be good for goodness sake. Oh, you better watch out. But it was my dad, when we were having this conversation a couple years ago, we were just kind of like, that's a good point. And so now I try and make it like a thing where every year, you know, I pick and I don't like announce it, or I don't tell other people that they should do the same, because I don't want to dictate what other people should or should not do. And, you know, everybody's situation is different. But if I'm having a good year and I'm in a place where I can do so, I try and make sure that, you know, I get a present for people in my immediate sphere. So, you know, my spouse and like my parents and, you know, my siblings, and my dog, of course, which is kind of like a present for myself, really. And then I try to like give either some money or some time to a charitable cause that I care about. And that helps me absolve like any sort of feeling of like, well, do I need to get, because that was something that always stressed me out, I was like, do I need to get a present for my boss? Do I need to get a present for all my teammates? Do I need to get a present for my teacher? Do I need to make sure I send a card to every single person I know? And I really like doing things this way, because now it's like, if I send a card, it's because I want to. And it's because I was able to. And if I, and it's sent with like no expectation. So it's like, if I get a card back in the mail, cool, that's awesome and it's exciting. But, you know, I send it to people with no expectation of getting anything back. And so people don't then have to bear the pressure of like, oh no, Dio sent me a card, I gotta send Dio a card back. It's like, no, I just gave you a thing because I was thinking of you, and I was able to do that this year. So, and that has definitely sunk my Christmas stress a lot. And so Christmas has year over year become less stressful when I don't have to worry about gift giving and such.
Yeah. I like that mentality towards gifting as well.
Yeah, I think we talked about this. Yeah.
Mhm.
So aside from like gifts, did anyone buy something for themselves specifically this year that like, because not just because like, oh, you probably won't get this as a gift, but also because like, oh, I'm an adult.
Treat yourself. Yeah.
I have disposable income, hopefully, or you know, you don't have to buy a car for yourself.
I
but
mean, you could buy a
like,
car.
thing.
I'm not saying you should, but you
I
could.
wonder if car deals around Christmas are actually any good, though. Like, you know
I
how...
know someone
know-
who's just bought a car during Christmas. It's not any better than the rest of the year.
Oh, okay.
I bought my car back in 2013, and I bought it at Christmas, and I got an absurd Christmas deal on it.
Right now,
Well,
the
that's
car
good.
market is just bullshit. So
Yeah, like
Yeah.
right
you
now,
can't really
I don't
compare
know.
right now to normal years.
Definitely
But yeah, like
not. But you could.
Going back to it, like, did you buy something for yourself, like something that you're like, I haven't told anyone about that I wanted it, and I don't expect to get it anyways, so I bought it for myself.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I always try and make sure to like treat myself at those times of the year because I'm like, I know I'm gonna be stressed out, so I need to give myself the de-stressing things. Like I'm like not too much retail therapy, but you know, treat myself a little bit with things that I like. So my New Year, my sort of like Christmas gift to myself was I bought a whole bunch of books. Like I bought 4 books. I bought like $100 in books, which translates to 4 books. But they're like nice editions of like these books that I really wanted to get and read. So I've read 1 of 3 already. So that was my treat for myself, was some reading to enjoy.
I am notoriously difficult for people to buy gifts for if it's something that I have a lot of opinion on. Like perfume,
Yeah.
for example. It'd be really hard for someone to buy me a perfume unless they knew.
I think that's generally speaking, you wouldn't want to buy people like makeup, perfume, jewelry, like unless you have their direct input.
Or you know them
wouldn't,
extremely well. Like they've like
or-
told you in detail what it is that they like.
So what you
Yes.
can do is buy sampler palettes.
Yeah, samples I find are like really good gifts. I had one friend one year gift me just a massive bag of perfume samples. And the idea was that it was like no commitment. It was like, just try all these perfumes, and if you like any of them, you can get them. And if you don't like any of them, oh well, they're like super tiny, so it's not a big deal. And I was like, that's genius. And now I'm
No,
gonna file that
totally.
in my brain for next year.
As a guy, I think I would just go like to a place that has fragrances, and I'd be like, gift card, please.
Yeah,
Yes,
that too.
also
that too.
that.
I think it's safe.
Yeah, it's safe.
I
That
think gift
way-
cards are people. There was a period of time I think growing up where everyone was like, "Oh, gift cards," but the truth is, it depends on what the gift card is. If you just get them like
A generic
like $100
MasterCard.
Visa or something like that, yeah, then it's sort of like, why didn't you just give them money? But if you give them something that's like from a place that you know that's still being thoughtful
Yeah.
without necessarily being committal, which is nice.
Yeah,
Like, because
exactly.
You don't want to be like, oh, I went to Victoria's Secret for my girlfriend, so I got her a thing. I was like, are you sure she wanted
Are you
that,
sure she
dude?
wanted that? Right?
Are you sure that's the right size?
Yeah.
Like there's a color, size, fit, like
Yeah,
get the
definitely.
gift card. Just get the gift card. She wants the thing from there, but she knows what she wanted, my man's. So
Yeah, exactly.
That's totally fair.
Definitely on the opposite side of that fence. I hate gift cards.
That is fair. I'm kind of in the middle. So
I
my
don't-
feeling on it is like, if someone is hard to shop for, and like I'm hard to shop for, Nancy's hard to shop for, and we're both
Everyone's hard to
we're
shop
very forward about the fact that we're hard to shop for. If
that's
I
okay.
don't, so like if I know that I'm hard to shop for and I specifically don't want a gift card, I try to make it clear, like explicitly clear, of what it is I want. So like I wanted gloves this year. I wanted a nice pair of leather gloves. I told Angelo that I wanted a nice pair of leather gloves.
Oh,
Like,
I had like 3 other gift options in mind.
I'm sure you did. But, you know, I try and give people, you know,
I
advanced-
just have like this this like
I have the blinking
animation in my face of like Chibi Dio and Chibi Angelo, where she has like
The
it has like
sign.
a wish list and like the thing that what she wanted, and she's bam, bam, bam,
There,
bam,
here you
bam.
go.
in his
Here you
face,
go.
just like,
I try
this
and make
thing,
it
this
easy
thing,
for
this thing, this
people
thing.
so that they don't because I don't want people to stress out about buying me things. Because anything I really, 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 truly want, I will go get for myself. But I don't want, I generally tend to not want cash or not want I don't want gift cards because like if I haven't planned to spend the money, then now I have money to spend and I'm very notorious for getting gift cards and forgetting about them. Like I got one from work last year.
Oh no, I got one
that
from work too.
that I totally forgot about, and it's actually a really nice one. It's like it's a grocery gift card, which is like super useful, but I forgot about it, and then I just found it, and I was like, oh, oops. So I tend to not want gift cards.
I got a gift card 2 employers ago, and I just found it last week.
Oh no!
And I'm like, well, I could have used this like 2 months ago when I decided I wanted to become a sparkling water person, and I went and bought a fancy carbonator from the Bay. I could have used this $50 gift certificate, but no, I forgot about it.
I forgot about it. So I don't dislike them, but it's like they're not. To me, they're not thoughtless gifts or throwaway gifts, especially if it's like if someone knows that like, hey Dio, I know you tend to like to shop here, and you give me a gift card. If I forget to spend the gift card, it is my own fault, and I still am very appreciative of the gift.
Angelo, why don't you like gift cards specifically? After we have explained like the pros of gift cards, I guess, like why gift cards are terrible.
So the reality is, like everything you guys were just saying, you forget about it for years because you're locked into a specific kind of purchase. If you go there and you forget you have the card, or if you forget it at home, then it's kind of lost. I've always been on the side of cash is always better. Or honestly, in the modern age, MasterCard and Visa gift cards are better for people because like you can use them online. You can use them in stores.
Yeah, you can use them on like Amazon.
I specifically got my nephew a MasterCard gift card this year because he's 16. He has no other way of buying things online than through like MasterCard gift cards.
Yeah, that's true.
No, that makes sense. Totally legit.
I think so. Gift cards pigeonhole you. While it shows more thought in being like, I know you shop at Mark's Work Warehouse, or I know you go through a lot of gas, here's a gas card. And for certain people where you can't trust their spending habits, that's actually sometimes better. That is a benefit.
I was just about to say, I think cash, speaking from a culture of cash gifts, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it's something that is, while it's nice to get straight cash, people tend to be irresponsible with cash because it's not labeled for anything.
Yeah.
So they'll either put it into their account and still spend it, or they will not put it in their account and just have cash on them, and it's burning a hole in their pocket.
Yeah, guilty as charged. I'm the cash forgetter.
You know what?
It's not necessarily good for your finances.
I was the most boring little child. Every year when I got red pockets, I gave them to my mom and said, put them in my bank account, and I never spent them.
As far as I'm concerned, when you get cash as a gift, that is money that you didn't need to begin with. So if your finances are balanced and just barely balanced, maybe you can use it for a luxury, or maybe you can use it to get a little bit ahead. But realistically, 100%. Since you never planned on having it in the first place, if you want to be irresponsible with that money, that's okay.
That's a fair point. I guess I would say my opinion on it at the end of the day is like, I prefer that people, as long as you try and find something to physically give. But if there just isn't anything, if it just doesn't make sense for that particular person, that a gift card or even like a MasterCard gift card, like that's not impersonal or thoughtless if the thought behind it is giving the person the gift of choice. Same thing with like a cash gift. The only time I don't like cash gifts or gift card gifts are for things like Secret Santas or like white elephants.
Oh, yeah.
That's
There
the
were
only time
many,
I
many-
really don't like them.
There were many, many games of those that I went to where, like, the most coveted prize was, like, a $25 Starbucks gift card because it was the one that was actually the most valuable to most people there.
Yeah. That's an Xbox.
That's an Xbox box. Was there
That's
an Xbox box inside that Xbox box?
That's a box of Xbox.
It's the mini fridge.
You got the mini fridge?
Oh my god, I got so excited. I just peeked the
I
bike.
got
That's
that
so cool.
I got that as the from Otafest's White Elephant this year.
That's so
Wow.
cool. Like that's why
actually a very
that's
cool
so
gift.
dope. And that's why that's the thing. I love
I like
white
how
elephants.
it's funny when you guys were like, it's an Xbox, and it's like you guys weren't even like excited for the Xbox part, but I'm like, it's the mini fridge, and you're like, yes. Like
That's
no one was
because
like,
that
let's
has
go
a
gamer.
very
it's
different use case than
No one went.
But
Let's go gamer. It's the
that-
console. I'm like, I personally don't care about the console either.
Yeah.
But I was like,
that's what
yo,
that's the
man.
thing I love about white elephants or like gift exchanges is like you get to unbox a thing and like it's the game of getting a thing that maybe you didn't even know you wanted.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
And that's
like-
why you do want some thoughtfulness into it. It shouldn't be too generic, too like I think, especially as you get older and if you're, you've established your career, and again, we talk about like disposable income.
Yeah.
I don't really need any gift under $50. I don't want to be like rude. I'm not saying that
Yeah,
I put a
don't-
price limit for like a price minimum for gifts.
You don't need it.
I don't need it. So I really need some thought about what it is, this like this kind of more kitschy thing that I probably didn't think about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, like
it's nice to have
no,
that
I'm the same
trinket.
way. Like it's the same way. It's like I tend to have a very minimalist home and a very minimalist life. And so it's just if you're going to get me a trinket, if it's a trinket that is just going to sit in the bottom of a drawer, I'd rather not have it. Or if it's a trinket that is
I
like
would rather it went to someone who actually wanted it.
yeah, I would
True.
rather either that is money applied to someone who wants it or needs it, or that the trinket goes to someone who wants it or needs it. Or like I would rather, because anything I need that's under $50, I am just gonna get it. So
Yes.
like for myself, like I'm
Yes.
just gonna get it if I need
The
it.
best-
So I'd rather get
best
something
is
I
go.
want, or something that is really thoughtful, like something that is like, if you make me a $10, like a thing that would maybe sell in Artist Alley for $10, but you made it, like to me that's worth the $100 thing that I wanted.
Yeah.
The best thing is when you come across someone's white elephant gift that you never knew you wanted, and
those
you
are the
didn't end up
best.
getting it. But then you're just like, well, I'm just going to go buy one for myself. Damn it.
Exactly. The seed is planted. That actually happened at my
That
work.
happens a lot.
That happened at my work Secret Santa.
Mm.
I had I had bought a fountain pen. I bought one of the Pilot Namikiri beginner's fountain pen. And
Love
I got like a
those.
set because I
Good
had
choice.
one and I really liked it. And so I bought a pen and I bought a set of refill ink because I bought one for myself at one point. I tried it. I really liked it. I figured, okay, well, maybe, it's a work environment. Maybe someone else will be interested in in a fountain pen, and like it's not too expensive, but it's like it's a good like trinket gift. And I was like, well, I don't know if anyone's really gonna want this, but hopefully, even if someone doesn't want it, like at least it'll be useful, right? Who doesn't use a pen? I was surprised that was the gift that got passed around the most, like got stolen the most amount of times before it got locked, and then no one
Nice.
could take it anymore. And then
Nice.
everybody, like eventually people had figured out that it was the gift that I had brought, and they were like, what's that called, or how, where do you get it? And so I was like, I've planted the seed in many people's minds by accident. Stationery
It's a good one.
Yeah, it is.
It's a good one.
It's a good pen. It's a good beginner's fountain pen. And that was the thing I didn't realize was a lot of people at my workplace wanted to try a fountain pen, but were really intimidated by like if you go to like a fancy store, like you go to Staples or you go to Reese's, or you go to Reed's, like the fountain pens there range up to like, there's like $200 pens and like $50 inks, and people are like, this is like too expensive to start with. Like, I don't even know if I want to use this, or like if this is something I want to do. But like a $20 set of pen and ink is like, okay, like I can try this. If I don't like it, you know, I'm not going to be miserable that I have a $20 pen. And if I really like it, well, then I feel better if I go out and continue using the $20 pen, or I upgrade to like the $50 pen. So those are always the best. I love like random where you're just like, I didn't know I want that thing, but because of this gift exchange, now I know that I want that thing. Time to go treat myself.
Yep.
Angelo, did you get anything for yourself?
Not particularly. Off the top of my head, I don't think I got anything as a gift to myself explicitly.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm just like, if it works for you, it works for you. I bought myself some gaming stuff. Like I bought Elden Ring because it was on sale.
Hey.
I bought and I bought a
Good luck against Margit.
Oh, Margit the Fell? He wasn't that bad.
He's the casual filter.
Yeah, but I've played a lot of skill-based combat games, so I'm not
That's fair.
like phased necessarily. And I bought it was definitely an impulse, but I've kind of been thinking about it on and off anyways over like the last few years. I bought myself the Elite Series 2 controller.
Oh, fancy.
But that was also on sale, so that was nice. And I got it off of Shoppers Drug Mart, which gives you points for like optimum points, which is the same as like PC, right?
Yeah.
But there was like a bonus for like 40,000 points, and my own account only has 10,000 points. I was like, I am quadrupling how many points I have. Actually, I'm quintupling how many points I have.
And then
adult,
when it's time to have a redemption special.
Oh, heck yes. This is the life of an adult.
This is the life of an adult, it's true.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, like I've got like, you know, I have some trips coming up. I've got things to put points towards too this year.
Yeah.
I have plans. So, do you guys have plans? What's your 2023 plans quick?
Japan travel.
Yep.
Visit
Are we all going at different times now?
I think we are, but that's gonna be okay. I mean, we'll
Nancy,
see.
where are you going?
It depends on if I run into any snafus renewing my passport. I'm told that has turned it into an absolute gong show.
Yeah,
mine's
do that
on
ASAP.
year like 4 or 5, so
yeah, mine is Gucci.
Mine is expiring in July, so I have to start the
Now.
renewal process now.
Yes.
Which I think is
backed up.
insane.
10-year.
Yeah, it's very
Last
packed
time.
up, so get started ASAP.
Okay, I guess. Okay, so that's going to be a goal for January 2023. Go renew my passport. And then we'll talk about Japan trip.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, Japan travel. I plan to do some other like short trips this year if I can manage it. Like make it out for a friend's wedding. Maybe make it out to a US con if I can.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I want to do some traveling this year. And then
Oh, yeah. I have one wedding.
yeah, and then I want to do my other goal for this year is to I want to do lots of self-care this year. I want to get a haircut. I've not had a haircut. And I can't use the COVID excuse anymore because I just haven't had a haircut in 5 years. So I'm going to get a haircut and like have my hair nice and styled. So I want to do that. And I want to do other things like I want to find a new physical hobby that I enjoy so that I have like a winter exercise habit that I can do because I really liked when the weather was good, I loved biking. It's really hard to do that in the winter. So I want to try and find a winter or indoor activity that I like to do. I have found that I was able to stick to the gym for a year, but I don't love it. It's a chore more than a enjoyable habit.
Agree.
What about you
Angelo?
guys?
I've got a couple projects that I want to finish. There's like a V-Shoujo fan game that's a mashup of Vampire Survivor and Nikkei that I want to get finished. Hopefully I can actually finish this one. Beyond that, I just want to rebuild my savings. Last year took out everything.
Oh no.
Yep.
You're also traveling, though.
Hopefully. Depends on how that savings part works.
That's fair. That's fair. Nancy's traveling. Anything else?
I am absolutely terrified of the new mortgage rates that we're kicking off this year with. And I'm going to, like, if my trip gets scrubbed for whatever reason, that will give me an excuse to put a bunch of money into the mortgage and try and get that down faster.
Mm-hmm.
So I have two conflicting goals where one may succeed more than the other because they're both money based. If
Yeah.
it goes towards the mortgage, cool. If it goes towards a trip, cool. Whichever one it goes towards, great. But in the end, it's going to be me trying to spend money responsibly.
I believe in you. I believe in the power of your restraint
do
over
it.
your wallet.
But yeah, we kind of had one of those moments earlier in December where we took a look at what the mortgage rates were doing, and we were just like, oh, I don't love the way this is going. Like, if it stays here or goes up anymore, it's not going to be a fun time when it's time to renew the mortgage. So I think it's going to be one of those, you know what, this might be the year where we just very responsibly try and pay down a big chunk of the mortgage if possible. If not possible, that's okay. But if possible, maybe it would be nice to get a head start, like Angelo was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no
What about you, Jay?
huge plans for the year. What about you, Jay?
Aside from travel, which I have more or less figured out, not like a lot of specific goals. I just have things to do, like between obviously Otafest, 25th anniversary, a lot of work to do.
Yeah, Otafest is turning 25.
Yeah, and we have AGDQ is this week coming
Oh,
up,
wow.
so I've got to do work for them, and I don't know, just lots of work, I guess. I gotta keep on grinding, boys.
You can do it.
Yeah,
The
I
hustle.
believe.
He's
I
married
Win
to
the
the
lottery.
grind.
That's one of the goals, actually. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
let's do it. Make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
I believe.
Don't let your memes be dreams.
Indeed.
Just win the lottery.
Just
Just
win the
win.
lottery.
Just
Become
don't lose.
independently
Just
wealthy.
win the lottery, forehead.
Mm-hmm.
Why are
Just
you, as a
become rich
gamer,
overnight.
losing?
Yeah, true.
Just win.
Just win. Just get good.
So yeah,
Meme it up.
that's a thing. If that can be a thing, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the next episode will be a thing next week.
That's
Next
true.
Week on this podcast series.
This podcast series?
It could be any podcast series, but this one is ours.
This one is ours, and this one is the one where we say next time on Otafest Podcast.